Hi everyone, this video is about set lists in StageBox and how to use them. Let's take a look. So when you create a new project in StageBox, song 1 is auto-created and you can add whatever sounds you want into this song. Each time you create a new song, which you can do by pressing the little plus sign here and then clicking Create New Song, it's added to the current set list. And each project is a collection of songs that can be arranged into multiple set lists. So let's say I've got 10 songs in this set list. I could leave them in this order, or I can just drag them round into any order that I want. But what if I want to create a new set list that is still using these same songs, but maybe they're in a different order? So to do that, I can just go to Setlist Options, Create Alt Setlist. And now, if I click the plus sign, I see all the songs that I've just created, and I can add them in any order that I want. It doesn't actually matter what order I add these in, because I can always move them again later. So let's say I actually want them in this order. Now, if I go to my setlist options, I can swap between setlist 1, which has got all my original songs in their original order, and setlist 2, which has got a subsection of those songs in a different order. Now, it's important to understand that a setlist is literally just a container for song data. So what that means is that if you have a song that is in multiple set lists, and you change that song, those changes will be reflected in any set list that that song is a part of. If you don't want that to happen and you want a song to live independently of a set list, you would have to duplicate the song to make a new version of that song that only exists in one set list. And you can duplicate a song by going to Song Options and Duplicate. It's also important to understand that any songs that are not in a currently active set list are still in the project. Now what StageBox does is if a song isn't in a currently active set list, it will bypass those plugins, and that should save a bit of DSP. But what I found is that some plugins seem to use some DSP even if they're bypassed. So if you actually need to get rid of a song from the project, you would need to go to Song Options, Delete, and that will actually remove the song from the project entirely. So even if it's not in an active set list, it won't take up any DSP. Now there's a difference between deleting a song and removing a song. If you remove a song from a set list, which I can do by either clicking remove here or typing the little cross sign here, it will only remove it from the current set list. It won't remove it from the project. So if I go back to my all songs set list, I can see that song 7 is still in all songs. It just happens to not be in this current set list. So what if you want to use a song that you've created in one project inside of another project? In order to do that, you'd need to export the song. So let's say I create a song here called Great Synth, and I add in an instrument, and I put in some effects. And now I can export this by going to Song Options, Export. And now if I'm in a different project, I'm just going to start a new project here. And then go to Song Options, Import. I can navigate to that song that I just saved. And it will bring in all my instruments and settings that I just had. So what if I want to use different sounds within the same song? There's a few different ways to do this, but I think the easiest way to do it is to use the Song Section checkbox here. So when I click Song Section, you can see that it indents the currently selected song, and that's effectively going to kind of join it to the song above it. So I'm just going to create some new songs here so I can demonstrate this a bit easier. So let's say that I create a sound here that I'm going to use for the verse of a particular song, and then I create a sound here that I'm going to use for the chorus, and a sound here that I'm going to use for the bridge. But actually all of these belong to one song. So I can click on chorus and then song section and bridge and song section. And now what that means is that as I move my setlist around, as I drag verse, it's just going to bring chorus and bridge with it. So it kind of keeps those in one song container. But actually, as far as StageBox is concerned, they're different songs with different sounds. All it means is that as you're arranging your set list, you only have to drag one song instead of 3 songs. So I hope that's useful. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.